Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester United 0.
Football predictions.
Power Rangers 0, Ipswich Town 1.
Football predictions.
Hi, it's Peter Guest, and I'm here with the Moose for another episode of the French Ligue 1 Football Predictions.net podcast, covering games from the 7th to the 9th of February 2025. And you can see the details for all the matches we're about to discuss in this podcast on our website, footballpredictions.net, along with fixtures from just about every other football competition that you can shake a stick at.
Yes, and on our website it will show you where to watch the games on local broadcast channels plus video streaming services, as well as team news and match odds from local bookmakers. Look in the description of this podcast episode for direct clickable links to all of the matches we are about to discuss. If you're streaming any matches on Bet365, geolocation and live streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble aware.
Right, getting straight into it. We've got Nantes in 14th place taking on Brest, who are 8th in the table. And this one kicks off on Friday, the 7th of February, 6 p.m. UK time. And of course, you can find your local kickoff time, game odds, and available broadcast streaming channels for this match. If you click the link in the description, it's all there for you. It takes you to footballpredictions.net. And for this one, you can watch this one. You can stream it on Bet365. And to qualify, all you need is a funded account with them, or to have placed a bet with them in the last 24 hours. Sign up with the bonus code FP365, and if you want to pay for it, you can watch it on the Ligue 1 Pass. Well, Nantes had a valuable win.
Yes, and a rare win, because that was prior to the game against Reims. They only had a one win since August, and that was against Rennes in December. So just one win across 16 games for Nantes before the away win last weekend. Yeah, we predicted both teams to score in that game and then the 2-1 to Nantes. Prior to that, 4 draws on the trot from Nantes. So that was a sort of an unbeaten start to the year for Nantes, but also it resulted in no wins until last weekend. It does mean now that Nantes is in 14th, but they are only 3 points above the relegation playoff spot, which is currently occupied by Saint-Etienne with 18 points. Nantes on 21 points going into this game against the Brest team, who lost their last game at home to PSG. So yeah, PSG obviously steamrolling the Ligue 1 this season, always a tricky test, but yeah, a 5-2 defeat. It's quite a heavy defeat, even by Brest standards, and that came off the back of a 3-0 home defeat in the Champions League. So conceded quite a few goals there, Brest, over the last couple of matches. But it has to be said, if we take PSG out of the equation here, Brest did have 4 wins from 5 and had 3 wins in a row prior to that game, which I kind of seen them sneak back up into 8th spot, and they fairly close to some of those European positions. Brest did have a midweek game to get back on top. They were in Coupe de France action. We predicted them to beat Estac away from home, and they did so. They beat them 2-1, or Troyes, Estac, as they're called. So yeah, they had a midweek win. But yeah, overall for the season, just 1 draw for Brest. However, we think that there might be another draw in the draw for them this weekend.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, this. It's going to be tighter than probably some people might think. And Nantes haven't won against Brest in their last 4 league matches. But on the flip side, they're unbeaten in the last 3 league matches at home. So yeah, we think it could be a tricky one. And we've actually gone for both teams to score tip. They both do tend to concede goals and score them. We've gone for that, and odds of both teams to score are 1.91. For our full-time result prediction, though, we have gone for a draw, and odds there are fairly good, 3.1. The correct scoreline we've gone for is a 1-1. So with what we're talking about, there you go, 1-1 or 2-2. But 1-1 is what we've gone for, and the odds you can only get on that are actually 6. That's 5-1. Not great. But yeah, just looking at our poll, and where you get to vote on the web page for this, which you can access via the clickable links in the description of this podcast. you'll find that exactly at the moment anyway, 38% of you think Nantes will win, 38% think Brest will win, with the rest a draw. So it's pretty split. Not many people know really what the outcome is going to be with much certainty, nor do we. We've gone for a draw. Draw 3.1 odds, Brest 3.1 odds as well, but Nantes 2.45. So they are the favourites, but not by a long stretch. Next, we've got the mighty Paris Saint-Germain, who are top of the table, taking on the quite mighty as well Monaco, who are in third place in the table. This should be a good game, and it kicks off on Friday the 7th of Feb, 8:05 UK time kickoff. Click the link in the description and you can find your local kickoff time, betting odds and broadcast streaming options available in your area. You can watch this one streamed. It's actually on the League One Pass if you want to pay for a subscription, but if you don't, you can watch it on Bet365, and to qualify for that, all you need is a funded account with them or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Sign up with bonus code FP365. Well, PSG just keep on winning, don't they? Whereas Monaco have also had a handy win in League One.
Yeah, PSG's definitely, I'm not going to say picked up form at the right point, but in the Champions League they did, because they had to turn over Man City and an away win at Stuttgart in order to get into the playoffs. Otherwise, they were going to be knocked out, and they did exactly that. And then in League One last weekend, that 5-2 win at Brest, not an easy opponent by any means, but yeah, a 5-2 win. We had them down for a win and both teams to score. And then midweek, they beat Le Mans 2-0 in Coupe de France to advance into the next round. So PSG across all competitions just keep winning, and are through. Like we said, Champions League they're through, in the Cup, and in League One they now have 10-point gap down to Marseille in second. Before this game against the Monaco team, who had a slightly dodgy patch, they had no wins from 4 matches before the last 2 home games against Rennes and Auxerre in League One, and they beat Rennes 3-2 and then Auxerre last weekend 4-2. We had Monaco down for a win plus both teams to score, and they beat them 4-2 in that game. We did also predict Monaco in between to lose at Inter Milan, which they did. They lost that game 3-0. We had 3-1 on the correct score, so close enough. And then just to round off the Champions League prediction for Monaco, because they did beat Aston Villa 1-0 at home in order to secure their spot in the next round. And we predicted a 1-0 win in that one. So yeah, some decent predictions on both sides from footballpredictions.net side as well. But yeah, going into this game, obviously it's going to be a really tricky test for Monaco. They had some dodgy patches of form, and away from home, no wins in 4 matches now for Monaco, just 1 win in 6 in League One. So it's going to be a hard test for them at PSG.
Yeah, I mean, combine that no wins in 4 away with PSG's unbeaten in 10 league matches at home. So they've been very impressive there, and we think that, of course, probably should continue. But we think there'll be goals in this game. So we've gone for an over 2.5 goals prediction. That's our tip. 1.36, unfortunately, is all you can get. So everyone's expecting goals. But yeah, that's what we think. PSG to win actually gets slightly better odds for a PSG win. So maybe that's the one to go for here. Full-time result prediction, PSG to win 1.44. With the odds for correct score prediction, we've gone for 3-0 to the home side. So, a fairly big shutout for them. And it should be a good one. 3-0 is what we're going for. Odds for 3-0 you can get currently at 11 to 1 in fractional. So and our poll on the website, if you click the link, you'll see we have a poll on every page so you can vote. 69% think PSG will win, and only 13% give Monaco a chance of winning, with 19% left, thinking it would be a draw. Odds on a draw, by the way, 5.25, and Monaco 6. There's not much difference between those two, but yeah, that's quite interesting. They're really not fancied here, Monaco, so PSG really odds on. Anyway, shall we move on to the next game, which is Nice, who are in 5th in the table, which should be good because they're up against Lens, who are in 6th. And this one's on Saturday, the 8th of Feb, 4 p.m. UK time kickoff. Check the link in the description, click on that, and you'll be able to see your local kickoff time, betting odds, and available viewing options right here on footballpredictions.net. And you can stream this one. It's on Bet365, and to qualify, all you need to do is have a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours with them. Sign up with bonus code FP365. Now, they've been going different directions, these two teams, in the last few weeks, haven't they?
Yes, they have. But if we look home and away form for these two teams, well, we could start. If we look at the home form of Nice, unbeaten all season at home, and he like to score goals. He's got an average of well over 2 goals this season at home, and have not scored less than 2 goals across the last 6 home matches in League One. So yeah, Nice definitely very strong home side. In the last home game in League One, they did also beat Marseille, who sits in second. They beat them 2-0 in that game. We had under 2.5 goals as our main prediction for that game. But yeah, if we look across some of their more recent games in Europe and in France, in Europe they had a 1-0 draw against Bodo Glimt. We predicted a score draw in that game. We had 2-2, but it ended 1-1. And then last weekend in League One, we had a draw away to Toulouse, a draw and under 2.5 goals. Guess what? It ended 1-1. So it's a really solid prediction. Nice, has to be said, away from home, they got knocked out in Coupe de France by Stade Brugge. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now that was a bit of a shock result for them, so they'll want to look to get back on track against Lens. But Lens all season away from home only lost 1 game, and that was at PSG. So the hardest test of the season, yeah, they fell to a defeat there. But apart from that, just that 1 defeat in 10 away games for Lens going into this game against Nice. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they will get on. On the prediction side, we've actually had the last 4 outcomes on Lens correct. The win at Montpellier, the win at home to Angers, the defeat to PSG at home, and then the win at Havre. So we are looking also in great form on the prediction side. But yeah, what do we think for this game?
Well, looking at this should be tight, we think. But if you look at the form and what's happened in the past, Lens are winless against Nice when they've played them away from home in the last 8 matches in the league. So that is not an away record to be proud of. Although they are undefeated in their previous 4 away league matches, Lens. But, it's going to be a different kettle of fish probably in this one. And Nice haven't lost a league game to Lens in their last 5 matches. And they're unbeaten in their previous 9 home league matches. So it's a very good run at home for them. We think it's going to continue. Our tip for this one, actually, though, is under 2.5 goals. We think it'll be a close affair. And the odds you can get for under 2.5 goals are 1.91 at the moment. Nice to win is what we've gone for as well. And you get even better odds for that. 2.35. It could be tight. That's why that's our prediction. Now, not our tip. Our tip is actually for the under 2.5 goals. But yeah, we think it'll be a tight one. And we've actually gone for a 1-0 home win. The odds for that correct score are 9 or 8-1 for a 1-0 exactly scoreline. And just so you know, the other odds is how close the bookies think it's going to be. A Lens win, 3.1 odds. A draw, 3.3. And Nice, 2.35. So not much in it really in the betting. And in our poll on the website, 56% of you think Nice will win. Wow. 6% Lens, and a whopping 39% are looking at a draw. So, and in fact, 33% of that 39, I think of 0-0. So, yeah, our under 2.5 goals is probably in line with a lot of that, and at odds of 1.91, that should hopefully be a good value bet. Yep. Anyways, next we have got Lille, who are in 4th place in the table, taking on Havre, who are 18th. And this one's on Saturday, the 8th of Feb. It's a 6 p.m. UK time kickoff. And for this game, click the link in the description of this podcast, and you'll go to footballpredictions.net, and you'll be able to see your local kickoff time, betting odds, and available viewing options. This one you can stream on the League One Pass, but if you don't want to pay for a subscription, you can go to Bet365, and to qualify for that streaming, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. And when you join, use the bonus code FP365. Well, can't say much about the form of Havre, not doing too well.
No, they're certainly not. And they are now bottom as well of League One going into this game against a Lille side who's only lost one out of the last 16 matches in League One. But that said, midweek they did have a bit of a shock because they got knocked out on penalties to Dunkirk in Coupe de France. And that was even with a little team here that played at home. Prior to that, they'd had some really strong results because they beat on last weekend. They beat Saint-Etienne 4-1 at home. We did predict Lille to win quite comprehensively that game. We had a big win for them, plus over 2.5 goals. But yeah, they won 4-1. We had 3-0. And prior to that, they had a 6-1 home win in the Champions League against Feyenoord. So yeah, some strong results there. Hence why bigger shock for them to get knocked out of Coupe de France by a team from a lower league here. Now, away from home, Lille have lost the last 2 matches at Strasbourg and Liverpool. But don't forget, this is a home game for Lille, and at home they're looking really good this season. They just have 1 defeat in League One all season. That's across 10 home games now.
Amazing.
That's a 3-1 home win to PSG. So you'd be forgiven to lose to PSG this season, knowing how strong they are. But yeah, across the games, they've won 6, 3 draws, and just that 1 defeat at home. And Havre, wow, this is going to be a really hard game for them. They have now no wins since November, and they are on a sequence of 6 defeats and 2 draws from the last 8 matches, or since that win at Nantes. That was an away win, but nevertheless, they're in terrible shape going into this game, and it's not going to be an easy one for them, we think.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Lille, I mean, they have been finding it hard to keep clean sheets, haven't they, lately? But they've also found ways to score goals. In the last 6, they've conceded 6 and goals and scored 6. So yeah, it's kind of get to know what to expect from them. And like you said, their home form is great. They're unbeaten in the last 8 home league matches, and they've been so resilient there. Whereas Havre haven't won away from home in the last 4 league matches. So this is all adding up to, well, for the first thing, our tip, which is both teams to score. If that trend continues, we'll be happy because you can get odds, would you believe, of 2.2 for both teams to score. I mean, based on looking at what Lille have been doing, that should be a good one. If you like a Lille win, which we, like you said, they've only lost the 1 at home to PSG, you can only get odds of 1.36, but that's what we've gone for. We think Lille will get the win. And for a correct score prediction, we have gone for 3-1 to the home side, and you can get odds currently for that of 12. That's 11-1 in fractional. In our poll, you can vote on the website. 67% of you think Lille to win. And just so you know, the odds of a draw of 5.5 for this one could be interesting. But no, Lille are looking the goods. Havre, 9 for are the odds for them to win this in decimal. So that's what we're going to go for in this one, a 3-1 win. Next, let's move on to our summary games. Saint-Etienne, 16th position in the table, take on Rennes, who are 15th. And this one kicks off on Saturday, the 8th of February, 8:05 in UK time in the evening. And you can find your local kickoff time, of course, and everything on footballpredictions.net. It's streamable, this one, on Bet365. You can qualify for that. All you need to do is have a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Sign up with the bonus code FP365. And for this one, we think that we're going to get an away win. We're going to go for a Rennes win, 1-0, and we're going for an under 2.5 goals game. Saint-Etienne 0, Rennes 1.
Yeah, moving on till Sunday, 9th of February at 2 o'clock UK time. We've got Lyon in 7th, who takes on Reims in 13th. Now, for this game, 2 teams out of form, which you can watch on Bet365 if you fancy that. In order to qualify, all you need is a funded account, also place the bet in the last 24 hours, and sign up with that bonus code FP365 when you do. Now, for this game, we are predicting one of these two to finally get a win, and we predict Lyon to win. So the home win, over 2.5 goals, and a correct score prediction of 3-0 Lyon.
Yes, moving on to Auxerre, who are 11th in the table, taking on near neighbour Toulouse in 10th. And this one is on Sunday, 9th of February, 4:15 in the afternoon UK time. And you can stream this one live on Bet365. To qualify, all you need is a funded account with them or to have placed a bet with them in the last 24 hours. Sign up with bonus code FP365. Not much winning going on between the two of these lately, but we think there's going to be one this time. We've gone for a close one, under 2.5 goals, not lots of goals coming from these two. And for the correct score prediction, we have gone for Auxerre 0, Toulouse 1.
Yes, and then we got Strasbourg in 9th, who takes on Montpellier in 17th. This game also kicks off Sunday, 9th of February at 4:15 UK time. And in order to watch this, you can watch it on Bet365. In order to qualify, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. And when you do sign up, please use that bonus code FP365. For this game, we are going with a home win. So that's a home win for Strasbourg. It's under 2.5 goals, and it's a 2-0 correct score prediction.
Next is Angers in 12th, taking on Marseille in 2nd. And this is on Sunday. It's a 9th of February. It's a 7:45 UK time kick-off. And you can stream it on Bet365. And to qualify to watch, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Sign up with bonus code FP365. For this one, we are predicting an away win. We think Marseille will get over the line. But we've gone for our tip here is under 2.5 goals. We think it will be tight. And we're going for a correct score of Angers 0, Marseille 1. And again, live streaming is available from Bet365 on that, and use the bonus code FP365. And to qualify, all you need is funds in your account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Geolocation and live streaming rules apply. Full details are available on the Bet365 website. 18 plus, gamble aware.
Yes, and in the description section of this podcast, you can find links to the games we've just covered, or simply head to footballpredictions.net. That way you can find the online places to see the games from your location via streaming and TV channels, our predictions for different betting markets, team news, as well as the best offers and odds.
Well, if you liked this podcast, we record podcasts for a number of football competitions in addition to League One, and you can listen to them at podcast.footballpredictions.net or where you normally download your podcasts from, like Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. Well, that's all. Thanks for listening. And for now, it is...
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
A football prediction.